Hello guys and welcome back to another video. So in this video we're going to talk about the Elon Musk Twitter takeover from a complete different viewpoint, because Elon Musk played 4D chess with the Twitter board and he knew exactly, it's unbelievable, he knew exactly, I'm going to do this, they're going to react like this, then I will do that. And I really believe that if you're into business, you need to study what this genius has done or whatever his advisors has told him, and I'm going to give you the details. It's really fascinating, and we're going to go through the timelines and we're just going to analyze it. I'm not going to comment on the Twitter takeover other than yes, finally some refreshing news. Free speech again. He is really a folk hero, guys. Anyway, so if you like this video, please make sure you subscribe and you stay tuned for the next one, and let's get into the video. So I found this really cool article, Hindustian Times, never heard these guys before, that goes over the timelines, and this is just so that I don't miss any facts. But believe it or not, I actually found that already in 2017 Musk was asking how much Twitter would cost, and he likes it so much, so I believe he already had the idea that maybe he could take over this platform in 2017. However, in 2017 it was a completely different story. Twitter was worth the same as it is now, because the price of it basically hasn't moved since they IPO'd. However, I think his net worth back then was, I don't know, probably $20 billion. So a lot has changed since then. But this recent saga, it starts with him starting to buy the company on the 31st of January. And then by March 14th, he accumulates a 5% share in Twitter. And I believe that it was reported late because there is a rule that you have to publicly disclose when you cross a 5% ownership of a company. Basically, the quality of his lawyers and, the talent that he can pay for in legal advisors, I believe it's impossible that they have missed it. And I believe it was done on purpose. And it was part of his 4D chess move that they didn't report on time until he has acquired 9.2% of the company. At which time the stock price has gone up, and I believe he made, I don't know, 600 million on his shares just when this news came out. And I believe he knew he would get sued, and then he has to pay a damage fee, a few $1,000,000, but to him it's just the cost of doing business. So yes, April 4, he acquires a 9.2% share of Twitter, and 20 days later he owns the whole company. Quite crazy. So then this is where the 4D chess comes in play. So then on April 5th, he gets offered a board seat. And I believe here the board knew that he would want to take over the company. And then they wanted to offer him a board seat, which would have come with a contract that he's not allowed to buy more than 14 point something percent of the company if he takes it, right? And then he abruptly basically denies joining the Twitter board. And then here's where the 4D chess comes in. So he, on April 14, offers to buy the whole company, but he does it in a way that he says, I have seen enough of the company now, and, he believes that it cannot be reformed the way it is, and he has to either buy it, take it private, or he has to reconsider his position in Twitter. And this is where really the 4D chess moves really comes into play, because basically he knew that the stock market was falling. We're basically in a bear market. He knew that there would be no other bidders for Twitter, and because he already put his cash where his mouth is, and he has 9.2% of the company, he knew that they either take his deal or he will sell his stake in Twitter, and causing the share price to go like 50%, which would result in a lot of lawsuits against the board, because they didn't act in the best interest of the shareholders, and they didn't follow their fiduciary duty. And I believe that this is where he really nailed them. Then you see the board try to go against him. They adopted this poison pill that we have heard ad infinitum. Then he starts hinting on Twitter what other like plan B and C that he has, and he tweets a love me tender, which was, people believe it was a reference to that he would make a tender offer, meaning that he would bypass the board and go directly to shareholders. And then here's the thing. So he knew that the board was trying to buy time. This is not even here in the timeline. And then on Sunday, he made a tweet saying moving on. And he clarified this later. I believe this was 100% on purpose, that the Twitter board, when they saw that tweet, they shut their pants. And they called him on a Sunday and they said, let's sit down and talk this over. And then on Monday, April 25th, they had a signed deal. And my God, I'm so happy that it's really a fresh breath of air for me that, you know, free speech is coming back to social media. That's really how the internet started. You know, YouTube was a place where you could post anything. Facebook was a place where you could, you know, find your friends and share your ideas. And, you know, Twitter was really the town square. And then lately it's been, we all know what happened to it. And if you don't believe certain things, then you get banned. And I'm so happy that this is probably coming back to the internet. This is what the internet was made for. And the way he did this takeover is a casebook business study for me, because he just did a 4D chess. The Twitter board had no other chance than to sell to him. The only other option would have been that they face extreme, like if they don't sell, he would have just sold his shares. I believe that the stock price would have gone down to around $20 and they would have just had to deal with the lawsuits. Again, if they would have found a higher bidder, which Musk knew it was, you have the market condition. Twitter was a failing company. And then there is companies that would want to take over Twitter, but can't. I believe YouTube, Google would want to take over, can't because of antitrust. Amazon would love to take it over, can't because of antitrust. Facebook, they're already in hot waters for antitrust. So I believe he knew damn well that there would not be another bidder, and he just scooped this up. So thank you for listening to my rant. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.